So we're back. This is take 2 of BMB pod 2. We just started recording and my camera ran out of storage and then I accidentally deleted the clip. So, I mean, once again, super excited to be back in the pod. If you guys are watching this one, we released our first pod last week, hopefully. So it's actually supposed to drop tomorrow from today. Today's Wednesday. It should be dropping tomorrow on Thursday. So hope you guys tuned into that. If you didn't already, go check it back on the channel. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, smash the like button on this one as well. And yeah, I mean, without saying too much, I don't want to waste too much time. I don't want to waste too much time on the intro. So
yeah, we get straight into it. First thing I want to talk about was the government strike. So our government went on strike today. It's because they couldn't meet for an increase of salary. It's been, I think, 3 years that it's been stalled. So the union PSAC is looking for 13.5%. And then the government's offered them yesterday night, I believe, 10%. They'll likely meet in the middle, probably I'd say like 11.5, 12. But so they're officially on strike. They're not working. It's kind of funny. Like our whole government's shut down. Not whole government. Like most of the like Transport Canada and stuff. Like departments are shut down. But just funny from our government. Like they have no problem sending. I think we're over like $3 billion to Ukraine in that war. And then they have a problem paying their own citizens. I kind of find it funny, but I mean, who am I to judge, you know?
Yeah, bro. I mean, what can you really do? It's always the same people that are causing issues. So
yeah, I saw Trudeau got pressed this morning.
Yeah,
he said he didn't want to talk about anything publicly.
Yeah, of course not. But I'm not even gonna touch on that too much. I'm not too big into politics, so obviously, like, yeah, it's a crazy situation. And I remember, like, I was telling you the story about the teacher. All
right, go into that again.
Yeah, so, I mean, this teacher, right, basically, she's asking me, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And, you know, what do you want to be into? And I was like, oh, I'm doing this e-commerce stuff. You know, and I'm trying to do business or whatever. I'm like, you know, you can make a lot of money in business. Like, it's pretty cool stuff. And she's like, you know, I don't know if it's going to work. There's no guarantees, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yo, listen, your job's not guaranteed either. Right. And like, obviously with the situation now, you can see government workers are going on strike. So obviously no job is really secured. And they're asking for more money.
Yeah.
And I was telling her, like, first of all, there's no like scalability in your job. Like, yeah, you might get a raise every 5 years or something.
3% though.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no scalability there. And she's like telling me, oh, you know, like everybody wanted me when I got out of university. Like, first of all, you have 100K debt. Right. Like she literally told me, I asked her and she's like, oh, I have a 6-figure salary. And I was like, okay, how much is your debt? She's like 100K.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Bro,
she said she had like 90K in debt. Like,
she probably pursued like 3 degrees or something.
Yeah, I have no clue. But anyways, I was telling her, like, yeah, your job's not safe either. And she came back to school crying like a couple weeks later and she lost her job. And like, I'm not going to sit there and pity for you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you just finished me off. You just got me.
Came full circle.
Yeah, like you came for me about this and I'm telling you whatever. And now, you know, you're coming back crying. It's like, I'm sorry. And like, it's a shitty situation, but what can I tell you?
Yeah, and I mean, how I look at it, I agree with you about the job is not secure. There's different tiers of, I'd say, what do you call it?
Risk?
Risk, yeah.
Yeah.
There's different tiers of risk. So obviously we're at the highest because we control our like income, right? And then them, it's pretty based. I'd say base risk, but like what's sad is that these government workers now are not even getting paid when they're on strike. So they're getting paid $75 a day.
Yeah.
And then they get an extra $50 if they go protest for 4 hours. But that's what, $125? Like the normal salary, I'd say probably the average $400 a day. Like these guys, like most people are paycheck to paycheck nowadays. So like, I'm sure that messes up with their bills. So it's kind of sad. I don't think it'll last for long. Probably I'd say they'll come to terms by the end of the week or max next week. If it drags even longer, then I'd be pretty concerned. But I don't think it's too concerning. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah. How can you even evaluate a risk though nowadays? Like if you think about it, like what's a bigger risk? Like us taking a chance into being self-employed, or like taking that risk into self-employment, or like risking the next 40 to 50 years of your life at a job where you know your salary is not scalable and you're not gonna have the opportunity to do anything in your life. So
I agree. Like I think there's zero risk at our age. That's how I look at it. Like I think there'd be a little bit sense of urgency at 25, but before 25, like, because that's getting closer to like, you know, finding a girl, then settling down at late 20s or early 30s and stuff.
Yeah.
So like that'd be a bit concerning because you have to build up cash, like let's say to buy a house, car, and stuff like that. Like it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
But I think at our age, like 18 to like 23, 24, bro, like I don't think there's any risk. Like me personally, I don't have like many bills, like subscriptions, stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I don't have a car to pay, a house to pay. Well, I mean, that's covered, but like there's no risk at all. Like even if I made 1K a month, I'd be happy like doing my own thing rather than 2K a month slaving 40 hours. Like that's how I see it.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
I value my time a lot. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends what you're doing with your time, obviously, because the thing is, like, one person can be like, I'm happy making 1K a month over slaving my life for 2K.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if you're sitting at home playing 2K,
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
I agree. But
So-
I don't know. I've valued my time ever since I was like 16, like at school, I would not study because I'm like, well, the thing is that's a bad example because I played video games back then, but
Yeah. Yeah, but
I'd
this,
say-
but then again, it's like you're doing what you want with your time. If you want to be
Exactly.
using your time to play video games, that's what you're going to use your time.
Exactly. And then now looking at it in university, bro, it's actually a bit sad in my opinion. Like so many people waste like, bro, thing is like, I don't want to be harsh because it's just how I see it. But bro, like if you have an assignment that's worth 3% of your 100% grade and you spend like 20 hours, it's a lab, 20 hours when you have like an assignment the next week, like worth 5 to 10%. And like, you're trying to finish that 3%. Like, bro, value your time. Like me and Iddy, this is how we think. Like, we're like, bro, this is worth 2%, 3%. I'll max give it like 3 hours of my time. Whatever we get out of it,
Yeah.
we get out of it, bro. Like, it's not worth your time. A lot of people like waste their time on assignments, 3% worth, 10% worth, when you have a midterm the next week worth 30%, bro. Like, just whatever points you're about to lose on that, like, just get them back in the midterm, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I saved so much time, bro. Like, just not, like, bro, because I'm in a Discord for U Ottawa, and these guys are on call, like, every day, but, like, that's what they like doing, and, like, good for them. It's just, I'm saying, like, the small sample size, I think there's just a small sample size of people like us that value their time.
Yeah.
It's a bit sad, like, bro, I want to be able to do whatever I want whenever I want. I think that should be the base standard, but
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously, time is like one thing. And, you know, when you look back at it, like, time just keeps moving forward no matter what you do. You know, like, tomorrow's still going to come, and the day after is still going to come, and 5 years from now is still going to come.
I think my biggest fear, like,
Being in the same place.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
one. And then, like, bro, it's time. Because, bro, in my opinion, yeah, 24 hours isn't, like, I think like, I'd rather have more than 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Because what I tend to do is sacrifice sleep to catch up with everything else that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, just time, in my opinion, bro, it actually passes pretty quick. And
Yeah.
then, bro, if you're just stuck on the same spot, like, it gets pretty depressing.
Yeah. You know, touching on that, I kind of want to talk about, like, schedule. Like, life schedule, like, how you balance everything. Because, I don't know, like, for myself, what ends up happening is a lot of times that my schedule ends up changing. And I sit back and I start to notice the different things that are time consuming. Like, for example, I go to the gym every day, right?
Yeah.
And that's why when I moved in here, I was like, okay, I want to just use the gym in the building because it's going to stop me having to commute to the gym. So all I have to do is go down the elevator, go into the gym. I could go back upstairs and I'm home, right? And then after I started realizing, like, I wasn't as effective in the gym, right? So then it's like I start going back to the gym. So now it's like, if I make it to the gym for 10, I have to be up, let's say, I have to be up and ready to leave, like, probably by 9:30, to make it there for 10. It's not 30 minutes away, but still,
Yeah.
you know? And then go to the gym for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then, you know, go to the change room, all this and that. It probably takes 2.5 hours, 3 hours out of my day to just go to the gym. And the thing is, if after the gym I want to eat, I either have to cook food, you know, warm up food if I have it in the fridge, or go out and get food. And that alone probably takes out like another hour of my day. So, like, literally like 4 hours alone out of my day just to,
So you don't start working till like 1 or 2.
well,
Like, get on your PC is what I mean.
it's debatable though, because, like, it depends the day of the week. Because I'll probably wake up around 8:30. At 8:30, I could probably get on for, I don't know, 8:45, 9 o'clock. And then from there, I'll probably just go through emails and, like, basic stuff. But, like, I'm leaving for 9:30 or 9:45, so I don't have that much time to go out and, like, you know, build a funnel or, like, go out and, you know, I don't know, like new ad creatives, find products and stuff like that. Like it's usually minimal stuff that don't take as much brain power. So I'll usually really start like deep focus work probably like sometime in the afternoon. Like to be honest with you, like I probably can't focus before 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, me too. So a big part, like what takes a big part of my day, and like I want to try to improve that because it's mostly trading. So the best hours to trade are from 9:30 market open to like 12. But what I tend to do is like, bro, this is how I think, like there's money that could be made right now, right? So from 12 to 4, bro, like it's a bit hard to focus. I just look at the market all day.
Yeah.
So I have to like change my mindset with that and fix this, like especially now that I'm gonna be done school in a few weeks. Probably fix my schedule for the summer because I'm also leaving my job.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be focusing for BMB content wise, like the business and trading all throughout the summer at least.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to build my schedule out, but it was pretty tough. So for the longest time I was doing TA, so teacher assistant, so helping students out like with discussions and stuff. I was working full-time at one point and then part-time.
Yeah.
The government, then I was doing BMB at the same time, trading, and then school. Like that was a lot. Like I was probably averaging like, I'd say 5 to 6 hours of sleep a day. Like that's 6 hours a good day.
Yeah.
So I want to improve that. I think scheduling is very important,
For sure.
especially with, like on the road to success. Like having a consistent schedule. You look at all those big people, like they have a fixed schedule that they follow all the time. So I want to be able to do that.
Yeah, or at least some sort of guideline.
Just consistency.
Yeah.
My opinion. Like
Yeah.
not a bot doing everything like at the same time every day, but like just having tasks. I complete the tasks and do whatever you want, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what's difficult for me too, because I'm the type of person, like I never actually really take the time to write stuff down every night. Usually it's like I'll open up a notepad. It's like I have this and this to do, but yesterday I had something else that I could have done.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the chance to write it down. So like that's one thing too. Like I want to track better. You know,
What other bad habit is pushing stuff to the next day? I'll deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like a thing that I've been trying to do this year is like when something's asked to be done, like by the team or whatever, like do it like right on the spot or like later today if I'm not at the house, but like try to get rid of it, not rid of it, but like just
Get it out of the way. Get it.
Yeah, exactly. Because like moving stuff till tomorrow, like bro, it delays so many things. Like it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's the thing too. You also have to be able to know like what's a priority, like how to prioritize things, because you'll have, let's say, 5 things lined up. A lot of them are like significantly less important than others.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to make sure you get those ones out of the way first, and then sometimes, like unfortunately, it ends up going to the next day.
Yeah.
But as long as like those things are prioritized, like I think that's obviously something that's.
I agree. That goes back to the university thing I was talking about. Like, you know, a 20% midterm, 3% lab, 5% assignment. Like, bro.
Yeah.
You know, there's priorities.
Yeah.
So I think it's all a mindset thing that, I mean, everyone should improve on. It's all about discipline, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Moving forward, I think you had another topic you want to cover.
You want to talk about, so like the roadmap
For sure.
of your life, the business, where you see yourself in next year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. Like, what do you see yourself doing? And then also business-wise.
Yeah, I mean, I touched on it a little bit on the last pod. I don't know. I think the biggest thing for me, like I said, is I want to inspire a community, and I want to be able to provide as much value as possible to people. So obviously, being able to do that, at least over the course of like the next year or so, and then also start off some in-house brands with Mac and Dwidge, and just get a couple of those things pushing to 6, 7, 8 figures, and then potentially exit. You know, and we could put together case studies. So we have a clear roadmap for everybody, like in e-commerce, everybody running their own brand, on what you can do from start to finish, and we're going to do it over and over again and show that this possible, that this process is something that you could do over and over again. That's something that's possible. So at least looking into that a little bit more over the course of the next year. And then obviously real estate is something I spoke about too. So touching on real estate.
Real estate's the best thing in the world. Like the tax advantages, the appreciation that you make, it's pretty much a safe bank account in my opinion. It's safer than all these banks. And it's awesome. Like it's just literally owning a property. You call it yours. Like, I don't know. I find it very nice.
Sure. Yeah, definitely just something, if you have any type of money that you want to get rid of or whatever too, just on real estate, I think it's a pretty safe bet, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, that's huge for me this year. Hopefully just getting my first property. And I don't know, just looking forward to that. But later down the line for the company, I don't know, I don't necessarily see myself doing e-com the same way in like 10, 20 years from now. So I know public events is something that I want to do, masterminds and hosting those sorts of things. Like if I could find individuals that are highly motivated enough to come out and hear me speak and ask me questions and, really just pick my brain as much as possible, I think that's just something that would inspire me. So I really do want to see myself like going to public events and speaking. And then as far as like the company itself, I think either a SaaS or like an app, like just developing something that's plug and play that people could have access to pretty much at any point in time. And they could get access to whatever they're looking for, whether it's educational stuff, whether, they want to automate things like find VAs for their business, fulfillment, they need help with their ads, something like that. Like a lot of this stuff can be automated and most people don't have access to those resources. Like most people don't know how to go out and find a VA on Upwork that they trust that they can go hire. And obviously that's something that can be taught and people can take their chances. But if we could just provide a bunch of different resources that people could use, like a one-stop shop for literally everything that you need in e-com, whether you're trying to learn, whether you're trying to scale, whether you're just testing, like literally everything there, whether you're looking for products, like there's so many different things out there, but I've never seen anything that's kind of all in one that people can get access to, directly from like an app or like a SaaS or something like that. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I spoke about it before, nothing too crazy. It's just something that's in my mind. Obviously, it's just a thought now, but hopefully in, 5 to 10 years from now, it's something that's in development. And I don't know, later down the line, I don't know what I'm going to be doing when I'm 40, 50. So how about yourself?
So, I mean, the roadmap, how I have it set up, like in my mind, like for my life is that, I mean, I'm planning to work a lot, like through, like obviously from 18 to 30. So, I mean, just grinding that out, the business, trading, all that stuff, just working with my friends. So grinding that out till like I'm 30 is the goal. And then, I mean, I think by like 30, I'd probably want to take a step back of everything that I'm doing, do it more part-time, because I don't see myself like ever stopping to work. But probably take a step back at 30 and then look to settle down by then, like late 20s, early 30s, settle down with someone, and then probably just chill with the kids, bro. Like I swear I love kids so much. So
what age are you trying to have kids?
What's up?
What age are you trying to have kids?
I don't know. I think late 20s would be ideal. And I also want them, I don't know, I want like 4 kids. All them. Yeah, bro, I love kids.
They're fucking.
But they're probably like close in age. And I want them to be like my full-time job.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, like with what they're teaching at school, bro, like pretty concerned, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So I want that to be full-time job. And then like at 35, I'd probably, or like 40, I'd probably reevaluate everything, take a bigger step back, and just hopefully let everything automate and just check in here and there. But yeah, I don't see myself ever stopping to work, especially trading. I'd probably do it every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And even e-commerce, like, I don't know, I just like it a lot. Like, I don't even look at it as a job. It's literally what I do. Like, it's my pastime.
Yeah.
That's it. And it just happens to be all day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally on my PC. I wake up in the morning, get on my PC at like 10 from my phone in the morning usually. I get on like at 10, stay on till like 4, take a step back, probably go eat something, then chill for a bit, go to the gym at like 7, between 7 and like 9, come back home, get on the PC for a bit, then probably relax like from 12 to 1, 12 to 2.
Yeah.
And then go to bed then. Like that's pretty much a day in my life, I'd say.
Yeah. No,
what's true?
For myself, a day in my life, what was even the question? I don't even remember what we were talking about, but yeah, no, a day in my life.
The roadmap, and what do you see yourself doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, family-wise, I honestly don't know. Whatever kind of happens. Like, I would say ideally, like, realistically, I don't want to be spending money on kids or anything.
You don't want kids?
Until I'm 30.
Okay. Yeah, that's me too.
Until I'm 30. But, like, I don't know, I'm the type of guy that have kids before that by accident. So, You know, I'm not 100% sure, honestly, but
Don't be a dumbass, right?
yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, so that's the thing. But yeah, as far as my schedule too, like I said, I don't start until usually like deep focus until the afternoon. I work the best at night. Like if I start around 8 o'clock, bro, I could go on until 3-4 o'clock in the morning and like actually.
Same, bro. Like when I come back from gym, let's say I go at 7, I'm back at like 8:30. I hop on at like 9. From like 9 to 2, 9 to 1 is probably the best time that I work. And then I always, it's like a routine. I chill on YouTube for like 30 minutes to 1 hour before I sleep.
Yeah. I just want to touch on friendships and relationships and stuff like that. Like over your journey or your career, or whatever you want to call it, how have your friends affected, you know, your work ethic? How have they contributed to, you know, what you have in mind for your life?
I mean, bro, I have the best friends. Like, I don't have many friends, I'd say, like before. Like, bro, in high school, I'd talk to anyone, but no one was, like, very close like them. But, yeah, I have the bestest friends, bro. Like, I think we influence each other in a positive way. Like, we're not waste mans. We're pretty focused on whatever we're doing. Even though we might not have the same goals, we still, like, motivate each other, like, you know, in the smallest things, like going to the gym every day. We go to the gym pretty much every day together. I'd say like it's very important to have good friends, because, bro, who am I going to talk to? Like, you know, when there's nothing to do, or like, bro, just sitting down like on Friday night, just talking, chatting, just laughing our ass off. Like, you know, those are probably the best moments. So I think great friends, even us, like the BMB team, gotten closer with a lot of people. Even like our friendship got better. I think it's very important to have good friendships, and I think it does have an influence on, if you want to call it, success that we're having. So that's good. As for the women part of things, like, I think it's better if you talk about that, because I don't know, not much to talk about.
I mean, for me, I think one thing that was difficult in life was separating friends from acquaintances. So understanding who's actually a true friend to you and who's just there to be there. Especially over time, like, you know, in high school, you talk to a lot of people, and a lot of those people, once you stop seeing them and once you graduate, you're out of school.
And then they hit you back up now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, they'll come back, they'll message you, and like they'll ask questions. And like, mind you, like, I don't have an issue answering people's questions. Like, I love it when people ask me questions.
As long as it's serious.
Exactly. Like, I don't like when people inquire with me about stuff and they expect me to do the work for them. It's like, yes, I do want to see everybody do well, but you have to want to help yourself more than I want to help you.
I think that's a big issue with just a lot of people nowadays.
Yeah.
In my opinion. A lot of people just want things handed to them, which is just not how life works.
Like, you're not even helping yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know, like, that's the craziest thing for me. And when I look at it and I see people message me, at this point, I have a pretty good eye for it. So sometimes, like, I'll just leave you on scene. You know what I mean? Or like, I might not even answer. Like, you know, we're talking about valuing your time and stuff like that. And, you know, now that we're doing more and more things and more eyes are on us, a lot of people come to us and don't necessarily value our time because they think that they know us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some people, like, I'm sorry, like, I haven't spoken to you in 10, 15 years and we don't really have anything in common. But then just because you know that we have something going on, you want to, you know, kind of swindle your way into that. And it's just like, life doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but like, I empathize a bit. Like, I understand. I think people that, like those people that you're talking about, are more so lost. And so, like, they just want reassurance. That's why they're hitting us up. They're like, oh, hopefully this works out. But then, like, it's just not being realistic also, right?
But it's like, I want to help you. Like, I want to help everybody.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean?
I love helping people out.
But they don't want to help themselves.
Exactly.
And so that's why, like I said, just figuring out who are your friends and who are acquaintances, right? Because the friends that are closest to me, to be honest, I have a lot of different friendships, right? Like, I'll have people that are strictly like business friendships, and strictly people like I can go to and ask for advice when it comes to business. And then I have other friends that I could talk to for advice about different aspects in life. Like, some people could be, for example, I don't know, health, fitness, whatever it is. And just assuming those friendships, like, the best friendships that I have are the people that I don't even talk any sort of business to sometimes, because they have their own things going on in their life. They understand that I have my own things going on in my life. It's kind of like Snoop Dogg said, like, his closest friends are like regular people, you know, and those are like his 5 closest friends that'll come to his house and chill with his family and know his whole family and stuff like that, and they see everything he's doing, but it's never been anything about
There's
that.
no envy or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can kind of relate to that in that regard, because some of the best friendships I have, we don't even necessarily ever talk about business.
Yeah.
You know, they don't even necessarily ever talk about what I have going on in my life. Like, it could be going good, it can be going bad, and they'll still treat me the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, there's that. And then obviously, like, I don't know, relationship-wise, I feel like, because it's something that's difficult, right? Relationships are complicated, and I think I'm personally, like, not looking for marriage until I'm, I don't know, 30. Well, hopefully, I don't know, before then. I want to have kids before 30, but at the same time, ideally, I don't want to. But once you hit 30, Gary, people say you're young, but I feel like you're getting kind of old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I feel old at 21, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So, I don't know. Relationships are obviously difficult, but it's obviously very time-consuming, too. So, you don't have, like, a good girl out there or anything like that that's adding any sort of value to your life, and you do want to see yourself, you know, make it to the next level. You have to have somebody that's willing to be in the trenches with you, and somebody that's willing to rise to the top with you. So it's just a difficult situation, because nowadays I feel like women just look for something that seems safe and secure. Yeah. And if you're doing well and you seem safe and secure, they'll cling on to you. Yeah,
like, I'm not a relationship guy, like, at all right now. Like, even years prior, like, it's not the blast, but it's just like, to me, I just want something, like, I wouldn't want to say, like, make my life easier, because it's not like that, but it's just at the same time, like, not add more stress and stuff like that, you know? Like, I already had dealing with my own shit, like, you know, having to, like, to figure out two brains at the same time is kind of annoying. But yeah, not to blast.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and also being able to fulfill somebody else's wants and needs while trying to live up to your own expectations of life. Yeah, and, you know, I don't know, just, I feel like being a man, especially in today's society, is very difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Just in comparison to, I don't know, just in comparison to being a woman, it's like, oh, you're a woman, okay, you can go find this guy, he's rich, go sit with him, and, like, he's gonna love you because you look good and stuff like that. So it's difficult. As a man, like, you don't really have the opportunity to fail. And if you fail, like, I'm sorry, like, you're probably not gonna end up with somebody that you want to be with.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, bro.
So yeah, it's really difficult to look at, and you have to be able to have an eye for, like, genuine people. So I think it applies to friendships, relationships, literally everything in life. Anybody that you surround yourself with, like.
Would you say, like, it brought your standards higher?
It gave me less time for bullshit.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
Like, too many times I found myself just wasting time talking to people that I don't need to be talking to, just because I don't know, I'm bored, I'm looking for entertainment or whatever it is. But now it's like, we actually have goals, and we actually have things that we're working towards, and things are working out. Nothing's going to get in the way of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, bro, nothing's going to get in the way of that, like, no matter what.
For sure.
Want to talk about, like, what's your biggest pet peeves? Like, not only in business, or it could be business, but just, like, about people, like you said, that message you and stuff like that. Like, what's your biggest pet peeve?
I mean, when I look at the industry, I think when I look at the industry, I'm just going to specify it in business, because when I look at the industry, a lot of people obviously prioritize their financial gain and prioritize their profits in their business. The way that I see it is, how much money could you spread around? You know what I mean? How many people could you bring in to help the business elevate? Like, it's never really about the profits. And I say this all the time, like, yeah, you make money, but once you have enough money to live, like, it doesn't mean anything, right? So that's why when you asked, you know, how much is enough, right? Which
I think that was in the previous.
Yeah, it was in the previous one. But when you ask how much is enough, that's why, like, yeah, realistically, there's a certain amount of money that's enough to get you set for life, where, you know, you're capable of living in a nice house, you have a nice car, you have food, you're able to raise your family. But business-wise, when you think about money, like, it's a lot different. Like, $100K a year from a government job versus $100K a year in a business is very different.
Yeah. What would you, like, what number are you eyeing? Like, what do you think is enough? Or is there no number?
For a person, like, for living and being comfortable, I think 3 to 5 mil.
Yeah, I think so.
As a base. Business-wise, I don't think there's a cap if you really do have aspirations and you really want to make it far with your business. Like,
if you want to scale hard.
Exactly. like there's people running billion-dollar corporations.
Yeah.
Like, why are you just going to sit here and you're going to be like, yeah, I made 10 mil. Like,
bro, there's trillions.
Exactly. Like, there's so much money being printed.
Yeah.
And so there's no way that you can't touch on so many different things within your business. And honestly, like, if you're in business and you have an objective, like a monetary objective, let me rephrase that. If you're in business and you have a monetary objective, I honestly don't think that you're in the right place. The reason I'm going to say that is because there's so much scalability in it.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many different things that you can do. If you reach a cap and you even if you made 100 mil, you're like, yeah, I made 100 mil. Like, what is the purpose of your business, right? Let's say, I don't know, in our regard, like, we spoke about education, we spoke about helping brand owners and scalability, people that are, you know, looking to do something with their life, et cetera, et cetera. Like, all these different visions that we have for BMB, that stuff can never stop. If you're truly motivated by that and not backed by money, there shouldn't be a monetary value that you cap at, because you have bigger aspirations and bigger visions for that. Money is just the gateway to get you to a point where you could help more and more people.
So you think you'd never step away, fucking pack all your bags and go to like fucking Bali or something?
No, bro, because the thing is, when you look at it, it's like, yeah, you could go out and make 100 mil, but there's still some lives that you haven't impacted.
Yeah.
Like, there's still some people on the street. There's still a kid in school that doesn't know how to build a website.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, even your brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
Even your parents, bro. Like, there's a lot of pressure.
Yo, literally everybody that I know, well, I won't say everybody, but I think in life, we could kind of set a stereotype that a large majority of people have some sort of side hustle aspiration, no matter what it is. Like, it could be as simple as, like, for you were reselling PS5s. You know, it could be a photo booth business. It could be anything, right? Yeah, it could literally be anything.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. And so all those people are lives that you can impact. Like, everybody wants to own some sort of business or be self-employed in one way or another. You know, like, even dentists, like, you went to school to become a dentist and stuff. They want their own practices.
What do you think the excuses are? I think, and I want to talk about my biggest pet peeve is not having time.
Yeah.
Why people say they don't have time. So I think that's one of them, because, bro, like, not in a cocky way or anything, but, bro, like, when I told you I was doing TA, I was doing government, BMB, trading, school, all at the same time, bro, like, if I can do all that and still sleep decently, like, bro, there's no excuses in my opinion. And even gym every day too, bro. Like, I was doing all that. So in my opinion, there's no excuses. And when I hear there's no time, like, what do you do in your time, bro? Like,
yeah, it's probably not that you have no time. You're probably just fat, lazy, and unmotivated.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You want someone to come and hold your hand,
Yeah.
like, guide you through everything. That's just not how life works.
Yeah, like, honestly, I don't know. Even on the darkest days, like, you'll wake up and go do stuff.
Bro, yeah, bro, there's so many days I wake up and I'm like, fuck, like, pretty tired, only slept like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna get up, but then I'm like, nah, I need to get up, bro. Like,
I think people tend to find excuses as opposed to actually having things that they're busy with. Like,
all the time.
Like, it's so much easier to just find an excuse, like, oh, today I did eat, so, like, yo, like, shut up, bro. Like, do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You just wake up and you find an excuse. Like, last night I lost 30 minutes of sleep, or last night I didn't sleep well, so, like, today I'm not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Or the power went out last weekend, so, like, all week, like, I can't work.
So we literally went out this weekend. Next day, I woke up in the morning, back to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, bro, there's no excuses at all, in my opinion.
You know, especially if you were out doing something stupid, like, you go out, you get drunk, and then you're hungover, and then you're like, oh, I can't work because I'm hungover. Like, bro, it's your fault. Like, suck it up.
Like, bro, even when some personal stuff happened in my life, like, literally back to work, like, at the latest the next day.
Yeah. Bro, for me, it was the same day, bro. Like,
yeah, bro.
I don't care. Like, you can't, like, this is the way I see it too, is like, I have conversations with people and they're like, oh, you know, like, you should take like a vacation or take a trip.
Yeah.
And yes, but with balance, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I'm gonna say that is we have clients that are trusting in us to help them operate their businesses. We have people that are trusting in us to be active on the phone calls to help them reach the next level. And if we truly believe in our vision, like, how are you okay with yourself at getting up like any day during the week and then just taking a vacation all inclusive, going partying and doing whatever, when like these people are paying you money and these people are trusting in you to do something for them?
Exactly, bro. Like how I see it is that it's kind of like rewarding myself. Like, bro, I wouldn't book a vacation now that I'm done school, like in a few weeks, like let's say in May, like just because I'm done school. Like I have to be building for something. So like me, as soon as May hits, like I'm taking the next level. Like I'm doing this full time, right? So I'm doing this full time. Like, bro, I'm not gonna just book a vacation right there. I'm gonna grind it out. Probably if I were to take a vacation, it'd be like in August, you know, like lay back for a week. Yeah. And like, you know, I deserved that vacation. I'm not like, even if I have the money to go for a vacation, it's not about the money. It's more so
like you can go on vacation any day of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's more so a mindset. Like,
for sure.
I'm not gonna just take a week off my life just because I feel like it.
Yeah.
It's more so like, okay, I worked all of this, like, let me reward myself with this.
Yeah.
You know? And that's it. That's also like at the end of like, and every day, like I went to the gym, I did everything that I was supposed to do. Like I'll lay back, relax for 30 minutes on YouTube, you know? I deserve that.
Yeah, for me, the way that I look at it is I prefer to go on vacation during a time where I know people are a little bit more laid back.
Yeah.
So like if we notice like it's coming up to the holidays and we notice that a lot of clients, are starting to go on vacation, are taking family time and aren't as active, I feel better about myself to go away during those sorts of times and maybe like an all-inclusive or whatever. Like all that stuff is cool, but at the end of the day, like it doesn't serve to any productivity or anything like that. So I'm not really hung on to anything like that. You know what I mean? And the second thing is when people are like, oh, and the reason I remember this, because you mentioned, you know, school's ending and you're not just going to sit on your ass and do nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
People see it and they're like, oh, I was in school for this long. That means I deserve this. But then after it's like, okay, what happens when you go out and you get your job?
Yeah.
And you have to be there for every single day for year, no end, you know, whatever. Like you're working every single day of the year and now you're going to go reward yourself because you were in school for the past 3 months. Like, bro, you just had Christmas break.
Exactly.
Like you only worked for 3 months.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like, oh, now you didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
You literally didn't do anything. All you did was, and then the hand in the fucking paper, like, yo, your teacher doesn't give a shit about you. Like you're going there, you're slaving, and then after you're like, oh, congratulations to myself. Like, yo, it's not an accomplishment. Like when people congratulated me for finishing high school, like, okay, me, yeah, I almost failed, but that was like my own dedication towards school. Like I didn't like it, but if I passed high school, like, yo, a lot of people that pass shouldn't be proud of passing high school.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Like when everyone was posting things, I don't want to knock people because it's just like how I think. Like, bro, I graduated high school. Like, isn't everyone supposed to graduate high school? You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a huge accomplishment. Like, obviously, you know, you checkmark something on the roadmap, but
it's not even pushing you towards anything.
Exactly. Like, bro, I graduated high school. I was like, nothing changed.
Like,
yeah, I don't have to wake up every morning early to go to school, but like,
oh, you get the same summer break and then you go back to September.
Exactly. Fucking university, which I did not show up to any class, especially the 8:30 ones.
Yeah.
Like now that I could decide what I want to do, like would not show up. But yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, like that's another point, bro. A lot of people give themselves too much gratification for things that they don't necessarily deserve gratification for. Like you're doing bare minimum and you're telling yourself good job and patting yourself on the back.
But it's also about standards. Like
True.
And you as well. Like I think we have high standards. Like, bro, you know, like it's not easy what we're doing. And so having high standards, like, you know, you get disappointed a lot, obviously, because the bar is set so high. But like,
it's high compared to what though?
Compared to the average human. But I don't want to say I'm above average either, because I don't think I'm above average.
I think it's just compared to society.
Yeah, I think the normal, like what's accepted.
Because that's why I think that when you set like, I don't know, some sort of standards, I think it should be based on industry averages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you could say the average person in life makes 60K a year, you know, or 70K a year. And then after like, I don't know, you make 80 and you're like, I'm above average, but like you're still broke.
Bro, that goes back to the thing I was talking about the other pod. Like, bro, 100K is nothing. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do with 100K, bro? 100K, I broke it down, and bro, it's crazy. So 100K, Okay, you make 100K, you're six figures. Like that's like, go back 5-10 years ago, that was pretty high status, right? Nowadays, 100K, you break it down. 38% I think is federal and provincial here in Ontario. So that's, let's say 40K. We'll round it up. 40K gone. So you're at 60. You break that down to 12 months. That's 5K a month. Okay, 5K a month.
Your mortgage is $2,500.
Your mortgage is $2,500. Let's say you have 2 cars, because that's like the standard now. Let's say it's $500 each. You're at 3.5K a month. You have $1,500 left. Cable, phone bill.
Bro, you're not even done with the car yet. Gas.
Yeah, gas. That's
insurance.
Insurance. Okay. If you want to include insurance.
Gas, insurance, everything like.
Yeah. Okay, so then you have, let's say you have the cable bill, the cable, the Wi-Fi.
Hydro, electricity.
Property tax, which you have to account for. Phone bill. Bro, let's say that's like
food, bro.
Let's say that's $750. So then you have $750 remaining. That's groceries.
Yeah.
Then you're broke. Well, and that's if you live alone.
No, yeah.
That's or no, like let's say alone and then with someone else, so like with your wife or something. So because that's why you have 2 cars. But bro, you're left with nothing. That's not even accounting kids. That's not even accounting for like after school activities if you had kids, bro.
Bro, you can't even go to Dollar M and buy the fucking candy that your kid's asking for.
Bro, it's genuinely sad. And like I don't know, I think people should set higher standards. Like, again, not knocking the people that are satisfied with that. Because, bro, like, if you match up,
bro,
if you get married and both people are making 100K, then you're fine. But, bro, it's just like...
How can you set a higher standard, though, when you're only getting paid what they tell you you're getting paid? You're only getting paid what they tell you you're worth.
It's hard, though.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but, like, it's pretty impossible to, like, set a higher standard when... Let's say 100K a year is considered a good job, and they give you a raise at, I don't know, 3% every, like, I don't know, fucking like 3 to 5 years.
It's supposed to be every year, but
I doubt they really actually do that though, you know. But even at that, you have kind of no choice but to like accept that. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just the cycle that life kind of goes. Because I thought about this the other day. I was like, okay, so you come out of high school, right? And then you have to go to uni. Like, you have to.
You have to, yeah.
In order to go to uni, unless, like, you have the money, you have to find the money somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? The minimum wage job that you worked in high school is not going to pay for university, unfortunately. So you take out a student loan, hypothetically, right? Which, I mean, a lot of people actually end up doing.
Yeah.
The student loans come from where a lot of times, like, the governments are the ones that are running the school systems.
Yeah.
Right? To a certain extent. So basically you're taking more money from the government. No matter where the money comes from, whether it comes from the bank, whether it comes from the government, it all leads back to the same thing. You owe somebody money, right? So you're stuck basically paying that money back, and coming out of school, unless you know somebody or unless you're really fucking good at your profession and you're really good, you're really smart at what you're studying, you're more than likely to not get a job in the field that you want to get into, right? Which means the only real option that you have that's easy, that can almost guarantee you a 6-figure salary and a pension, is going to the government, right? So you just took money from the government, right? You went to school, you're stuck paying back the government for the money that you took out in order to go to school, and then you're stuck in a government job that doesn't pay you shit all year. So everything kind of just leads back to the government and how they're eating off of you. They're paying you 6 figures a year, expecting you to pay back whatever loan you took out from them, but then they're taking $40,000 out of your 6-figure salary in order to pay themselves, and then want you to pay back the money that they gave you already, and then at some point with interest on it.
Bro, it's all a scam.
So exactly, it all goes full circle, and it comes back to the same people. That's why, like, the rich get richer
all the time. The
money comes back to the same place.
Yeah. So
unless you can make money yourself, there's no way for you to accept a higher standard and say, like, hey, I'm not going to take this job that's going to pay me 100K a year, even 150 a year, because, like, it's not enough for me to raise a family. Who else is going to pay you?
Exactly, bro. And I hope people learn in COVID, like, how the world works. Like, if you didn't realize when people got paid the stimmy checks, where the hell did that go? It got spent on iPhones, Amazon orders, Google, big corporations, trillion-dollar companies, right? Teslas, new cars, all those big corporations, right? So the money that you received went back into the system and ended up with the rich. Yeah. It's just how life works. And also, back to the thing you were talking about, my dad's always telling me like pension, you know, going to government, the pension. But how I see it is, I think it's pretty realistic. Well, actually, not nowadays, but it's pretty realistic to have 5 cribs. Let's say by the time you retire, right?
Yeah.
5 cribs, and this is like the worst case scenario. So 5 cribs, and then let's say rent, and it's paid off by then. So rent is at $2,000 a month, let's say on average. So then you're at $10K a month. The average pension pays you, cause they cut your salary in half when you retire.
Yeah.
The average pension you get, like, I think, let's say you make 100K, it's about like 50. So then, you know, that's nothing, right? So at 10K, like that's just an average. At 10K, you're at 120K a year, like from just your rental properties. You sell off a property, $500,000 back into your wallet, you know?
You know what I think is difficult though, is like the stuff that our parents are telling us, we're not in the same position as they were in when they were younger, right?
Stuff don't work the same, bro.
Like one, like everything's more expensive, but two, like you guys could go out and buy like condos for $50,000 that are now worth $500,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like we don't have that sort of market, and we can't necessarily take, you know, 100K salary and go buy a crib down the street, buy 3 cribs down the street for you know 50 to 100K. Like it doesn't work like that.
Relative to like how much you're getting paid at the end of the day. Right?
I also think our parents got lucky, like when it comes to that sort of stuff.
I generally think so, yeah. Because bro, you get paid 50K a year, let's say, which is now let's say 70, but 50K a year, a house, like a single house, when I moved was like 300K.
Yeah.
When I moved to the neighborhood, bro, you pay that off. You know, like if you look at it, you save everything after taxes. Let's say like 7-8 years, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, you get paid, let's say now the 70, but then that same single house is now at like 900 to $1 million. Yeah. No, it doesn't make sense at all.
Exactly. And then like they're good for the rest of their life because they're like 40, 50 years old now. Like realistically, you only need like $500,000, especially if your house is paid off.
Yeah.
You know, so like our parents, in my opinion, got lucky.
Yeah.
Right. If the market was the way it is now,
there's no way I would be rich.
Exactly. And I feel like that's why they say in the World Economic Forum, they say like
WEF.
Yeah, they say you're gonna own nothing and you'll be happy.
Yeah. That's I think it. Like they're calling that the Great Reset. I genuinely believe in that.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it every day.
Well, I mean, they say it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but it's more so a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But I believe in it.
Yeah. Well, they call it that themselves. Like it's listed on their website.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like basically, it might be worded differently, but it's listed somewhere on their website.
Well, who's in the WEF?
Yeah.
Pfizer, BlackRock, JP Morgan.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
It's tough. How much time are we at now?
We're at 49. So I think we should end the pod. I just have one last question real quick. So who are the top 5 guests that you like most anticipated that you want on the pod? Like, bro, like shoot for the stars, like whatever you want. Who are the top 5 people you'd want to see one day on the pod?
Bro, I don't know. That's a difficult question for me because the type of person I am is I want to have everybody that I fuck with first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Dwidge and them, Gage, Casper, like all these guys. So
I'm talking about like big names.
Yeah, I know. But that's why it's difficult for me because I don't know, like I don't really glorify like humans.
Yeah. But it's just like people you like to talk to.
Shit. You know what? To be honest, I'd like to speak with Kyle Fordard. I can't even lie.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's
from Saga. So it's like just somebody else coming from Canada. And I think like, I don't know, when you look at a lot of these industries, like Drake's the biggest in the music industry. He's from Toronto.
Yeah.
Like Kyle, like
from the
biggest. Yeah. It's the biggest brand like on YouTube.
Yeah. Good for them.
You know? So I think Canada's just on the map and I think it'd be cool to have somebody like him on the pod. A couple other people in the industry. I think Luke Belmar's a smart guy.
That's on my top 5 too.
For sure. Shit. I don't know. Maybe Jordan, to be honest. Jordan Walsh.
No, like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk.
Bro, I don't know. Though, I'm talking about like industry wise. I don't know. Like I don't really think that.
I'm talking about like just general humans.
I don't know. Like I don't know what to talk to them about. Like
really?
I feel like people that I could kind of I don't know, like I could relate more with people that are in the same sort of industry. Yeah. But okay, if you're talking like that big,
I'll say my top 5 real quick. I already have it set up.
Okay.
So Luke Belmar.
Okay.
shit, you said someone, and I said, yeah, me too.
Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle. So Milk Boys, Elon Musk, Andrew Tate. You guys can bash me in the comments.
It's fucking Andrew Tate, yeah. Andrew Tate I'd like on the pod too.
And Donald Trump.
No, I think Andrew Tate's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I feel like to a certain extent, I think like this guy.
Yeah, bro, I think most people do.
I think he's extreme with it.
Yeah.
But he just has a good way of putting it out there, and he puts it out there in the rawest way.
He sends the message, bro.
So, yeah, definitely Andrew Tate for sure. Kyle Forjard, Luke Belmar. The last two I have no idea, honestly. Because
you got a top 3, sorry.
What is that? Yeah, top 3. Yeah. I have top 3, so I think that works. The last two, we need Glidge and Mac on here. I want Gage on here and Casper on here too. So, yeah. But aside from that, I don't know. It's definitely a question I'm gonna have to think about.
Clayton too. Shout out Clayton.
Yeah, shout out Clay. So
yeah, if you want, you can say the outro.
Yeah.
End it off there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been almost an hour now. These things feel so short. Like we're kind of just talking. It flows nicely. So, yeah, I mean, we made it through the pod. We had a couple complications again. So hopefully next time it's gonna be a one-take thing. But if you made it this far in the video, make sure you smash the like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let us know, like, what do you guys aspire to be in your life? What are things that, you know, you see yourself doing in your future, and what are you motivated by? So yeah, let us know in the comment section down below. And with that being said, do you have anything else to say?
That was fresh.
For sure.
Fresh pod.
All right then, we'll catch you on the next one next week. Peace.